L, and just touch it at the very end, okay? Now the R, okay? The R is one of the most difficult things to sing, okay? And what the reason is because a lot of our words our vowels are shaped with our R. So when you sing car, okay, you're almost automatically putting the R into the vowel. Well, we need to take the R totally out of all of the stuff we're singing, okay? Because singing car sounds ugly. So what we need to sing is ka, and then end with the R at the end. Now if I said ka, you would be like, that's not car, right? But when we're singing, it sounds perfectly appropriate. I need to drive a car, right at the end. A lot of times even making that what we call the retroflex R, the sound. Sometimes it can be flipped, like in Spanish. If I said, I want to, what's a word with R in the middle? I don't know, I can't think of anything at the end. But a lot of times you can flip it by making almost a D sound. And it'll work perfectly. I can't think of an R in the word. Perfect. There you go. Perfect. Okay? I didn't flip it, but that's not an easy place. A lot of times when you're flipping it, it's going to be an R surrounded by two vowels. It's actually the same thing in Spanish. Okay? Now, another thing that's very important, especially in the more speedy songs where articulation is super, super important. By the way, articulation means to speak clearly, okay? Is that you need to stay on top of the beat and anticipate when it's coming, okay? So all your words need to be right back on it. You don't want to be right behind it because then it's going to sound really like you're trying to catch up and it's not going to sound very good, okay? Next is a way to get through difficult passages. For example, Gary, Indiana, I've worked on that with several, through the years, about three different students I've taught Gary, Indiana, and they've had the same problems with the same line, okay? If you'd like to have a logical explanation how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will tell without a moment of hesitation. Now, all those words, for example, are pretty hard, and since mostly it's younger kids singing those songs, what they need to do is go through it very slowly, okay, and speed it up as time goes on. But don't try to skip ahead. That was hard. Don't try to skip ahead and just start singing it, okay, because you're just going to mumble through it. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, and then get a little bit faster until you can say it fast. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, okay, all of our consonants are hard and loud, okay. I'm going to sing a song. This song is one of the songs that I have some accompaniment to, and I've sang it for some of my students previously. It's Giants in the Sky from Into the Woods. But listen to how I anticipate the beat. Try to listen to the vowels. Listen to how articulate I am and how the difficult passages I made sure to do well. Okay, so. There are giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible giants in the sky. With your way up high and you look below at the world you've left and the things you know, little more than a glance is enough to show you just how small you are. When you're way up high and you're on your own in a world like none that you've ever known, and the sky is lead and the earth is stone, you're free to do whatever pleases you, exploring things you'd never dare, cause you don't care when suddenly there's a big, tall, terrible giant at the door. A big, tall, terrible lady giant sweeping the floor. And she gives you food and she gives you rest, and she draws you close to her giant breast. And you know things now that you never knew before. Not till the sky. Only just when you've made a friend and all, and you know she's big but you don't feel small. Someone bigger than her comes along the hall to swallow you for lunch. And your heart is lead and your stomach's stone, and you're really scared being all alone. And it's then that you miss all the things you've known in the world you left, and the little you own. The fun is done. You steal what you can and run, and you scramble down and you look below, and the world you know begins to grow. The roof, the house, and your mother at the door. The roof, the house, and a world you've never thought to explore. And you think of all of the things things you've seen, and you wish that you could live in between, and you're back again, only different than before. Not till the sky. There are giants in the sky. There are big, tall, terrible, awesome, scary, wonderful giants in the sky. So there you go. Now, if you guys noticed, I actually messed up in one spot and kind of jumbled some of the words, okay? But for the most part, I did a pretty good job, okay? Now, if you actually went back through that and go through every consonant, everything, it's really crisp. And even I say words like floor. I don't go floor. I say floor. And a lot of times I even leave out the vowel. Really pay attention. Go through. You could rewind this. Go back to when I'm singing it over again. Listen to the R's. Listen to the L's. Listen to the double voweled words. Okay. Listen to all the difficult passages and how crisp and clean it is. So, anyways. Very good, and that's about it. So I will see you next lesson.